Well, here I am. In one of the most abundant places of wild foods left on this earth. These are all onions. Onions and biscuit roots. Miles and miles of them. A whole way of life died out here. Everything is here. Everything's here but the people. And I've come to a place in this thing. I just cannot go any further without you. This is a biscuit root. Wild potato. It's really doable. But I'm not the badass I hope to be. But something of a cripple. I failed. I cannot take care of horses. I cannot carry myself from camp to camp. I can't do it alone. And I've been promised and promised that there would be a people for me in this thing. People would want this. And everyone tells me, oh, it's lovely. Just keep going. You'll find your tribe. You'll find love. But there's no love for this thing. It's too wild. It's too free. These are all onions. Bigfoot onions. I'm on the Eastern Oregon Hoop. One of the most abundant places left on earth, if not the most. Wildflowers that can feed hundreds, thousands of people. And everyone's told me that the return of the human beings is coming. When they promise their friendship and their love. But none of it means anything to them. just some words. Sounds good to them. It feels good to tell me, a guy who has given everything I had to be for this thing and look for this freedom. You tell me it's good for me. But there's no love. Not for this. Everybody wants private land and their own little permaculture cult where they can be their owner operator. And take advantage of people. But here I'm standing on something that is enough for everyone to share. And yet, we have all failed to preserve this. Way of life. Of giving. Giving the real knowledge. Of sharing the real knowledge. People think I'm for a good thing. And then they meet the pain of the disappointment of no one being for this thing. They meet that pain. And then they kill the whole thing. And they say, I've given it a bad name. Well, I'm not giving it any name. This is not a personal thing. And I urge you to separate all your personal feelings about me, and how you don't like me, from keeping you from being a part of this thing that gives me life. This dream, this vision of a return of a nomadic, wild tending people. And there are others doing it. But they're all assholes, too, I guess. Because it hurts. It hurts that no one cares. So I've kind of reached an end of my ways here. I refuse to kill myself trying to do everything alone. I'm a boy from the city. I grew up playing video games. I'm from Philadelphia. All I have is this dream and this vision and the knowledge of how to do it. That does not mean I can do it. It takes more than just me. It takes more than just me and a girlfriend. It takes a conscious effort of unity. Something I see preached in Babylon, and yet no one doing it on the level that I am. Unity means forgiveness. It means letting go of all the bad stuff, all the grudges we hold on each other, so that we can be for a thing of beauty together. Everybody wants to be anti this and that. But I can find no one for this thing of beauty. So this is kind of like a final entry in this thing. It's just gonna disappear with everything else. And yet it's been here, surviving all on its own since the people were wiped out from this way of life 100 years ago. And it'll still be here when all the people are gone. It's more resilient than you. It's exactly what we need right now. It's called the hoop. It's a way of life where you give more than you take. Not just planting seeds. But of your heart. When someone gives anything to you, you need to learn to give back tenfold. It's brave. It upsets people. But it's the only thing. It's the only thing that keeps me going. It's my own personal understanding of how this thing operates. Like a tree gives of its fruit. It doesn't hold back. It gives. And you need to learn how to give of your heart, of your wisdom, of your perspective, even if it's hard to say. Because that is how this place was made abundant in the first place. Kindness, unity, forgiveness, work, interpersonal relationship work. Keeps us all alive. You need to pay attention to all of your relationships. Everyone you cross paths with, you have a gift. Stop stifling. Just try it. Try it for one day. I guarantee you, the world would change overnight. We all found it in our hearts. to just give whatever we have of our abundance. Find your abundance. It's so simple. It's love.